Picture this. You wake up from a 5 p.m. nap. It's already getting dark outside. You boot up your PS3 and load into Grand Theft Auto 5, replaying the prologue because you never actually finished it. You're stuck. You just planted the C4, alarms are blaring, and somehow you still don't know how to take cover. You grip the controller, slightly annoyed, but you keep playing. There's nothing else to do. Or at least, that's what you thought. A little while later, you give up, turn off the console, and open YouTube on whatever phone you had back then. I'm not sure what I had, but it was definitely a lot different than what it is now. You scroll for a bit, past the chaos of How To Basic, and past the unhinged energy of Filthy Frank, looking for something that grabs your attention that you don't normally watch. And then you see it. Five Nights at Freddy's. One video turns into 10, 10 turns into a full dive into the series, and eventually you get to the second game. That's when it happens. You're sitting there, watching the gameplay, when suddenly, something starts moving through the vent. Slow, tight, and mechanical. And before you can even react, it's already too late. And for some reason, that sticks with you, because ever since then, vents haven't really felt the same. When you really think about it, nothing actually happened. It was just a game, a couple of pixels, some sound design, and a cheap metal vent on a screen. But to you, it really didn't feel that way. Somehow, that one moment, watching something crawl towards you through a space that small, rewired how you see vents in real life. You start noticing them more. On the ceiling, on the floor, usually the ones at your grandma's house that blow really cold air. And that one on the wall that's been there your entire life, but suddenly feels a little different. And it raises a weird question. Why? Why are vents, something so normal, so boring, low-key terrifying? Part of it comes down to something really simple. Humans don't like not knowing what's there. There's actually a whole area of psychology that looks at this, how our brains fill in gaps when we don't have enough information, and most of the time, it doesn't fill them in with anything good. Vents are the perfect example. They're dark, they're enclosed, and they lead somewhere you can't see. You know they connect to other rooms, other spaces, maybe even the entire building, but you'll probably never look inside one long enough to understand it. So your brain does what it does best. It guesses, and those guesses usually sound like, wait. But it goes deeper than just darkness. Vents aren't just spaces you can't see into, they're spaces that can reach you. That's what makes them different from, say, a closet or under your bed. A vent is basically a tunnel system built into your walls. You didn't design it, you don't control it, and you definitely can't block it off. It's like having a door in your room, except you don't know where it leads and you never chose to install it. Except if you didn't have a door, that'd be a different story. And on some level, that lack of control just sits in the back of your mind. And the thing is, this didn't even start with games. Way before Five Nights at Freddy's 2, vents were already being used in movies and videos to create tension. Take Alien. There are entire scenes where characters are crawling through vents, barely able to move, knowing something is in there with them. You don't always see the threat, but you feel it getting closer. Or even something like Die Hard. It's not a horror movie, but the vent scenes still feel tense. John McClane is alone. Also, sorry if I pronounced that name wrong. Crawling through metal shafts, completely exposed. One wrong move, one wrong sound, and he's done. And over time, that idea keeps showing up. In horror clips, in YouTube videos, even in ads that try to build suspense. The formula is always the same: tight space, limited movement, and something you can't fully see. And after seeing that over and over again, your brain starts to associate vents with danger automatically. Not because they are dangerous, but because you've been trained to think they might be. And even in real life, vents don't exactly help their case. They make noise. A faint rattling, air moving through metal, a random tick or clang in the middle of the night. Logically, you know what it is, but your brain doesn't always care about logic at 2 a.m.
Reporter joins us with the latest tonight.
Living life like this, hope little Bobby never fight.
Because those sounds feel inconsistent, unpredictable, almost like something is moving when it shouldn't be. And as unrealistic as all of this sounds, situations like this do happen. Not in the way games or movies show it, but in a way that's honestly more uncomfortable. There have been real cases where people, usually workers, have had to go into ventilation systems for maintenance. Tight spaces, low visibility, barely enough room to move, and sometimes something goes wrong. People get stuck mid-crawl, no room to turn around, no space to stand, just metal pressing in from every side. And getting someone out isn't quick. It can take hours. You're just there, breathing recycled air, listening to the sound of metal around you, waiting for someone to reach you. And in those moments, it's not hard to see how something that seemed harmless turned into something genuinely terrifying. Not because something is chasing you, but because you can't move, and you don't know how long you'll be stuck. And when you combine all of that, the darkness, the unknown, the lack of control, the way media frames it, the sounds, and the rare moments where it becomes real, you get something weirdly powerful. Not full-on fear, just enough to make you pause, just enough to make you look twice, and just enough to make a completely normal object feel off. So yeah, a vent is just a piece of metal in your wall. It's there to move air, that's it. But your brain doesn't see it that way. Because once you've seen something crawl through one, you don't really unsee it. And the next time you hear something coming from inside that vent, you're probably gonna listen a little closer.